Hey, 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 everybody. Welcome to Everything Philly podcast. We are back at it again. Your platform for information and entertainment, hitting those hard topics. I'm Sharice.
Little Rob in the house. What's up, Philly?
Welcome, welcome, welcome.
What's going on in the world today?
Well, you know my motto life is lifing. It's a lot going on, but I'm just maneuvering and making it happen.
Mm,
What
in a
about you?
positive way.
Absolutely in a positive way.
All positive.
All positive. No negative vibes.
None?
No, it's too much energy.
Okay.
I try
Wasted
to
energy.
waste the energy. Try
That's
to
it.
always stay as positive as possible.
I've been looking through social media and this Diddy thing is off the chain every time. This remind me of the Me Too moment when they was going through all that. Every time somebody got in trouble, somebody else came. It was like a domino effect. It was just falling. It was just rocking them. Now Diddy got everything ever since he came out with this Cassidy thing. It's been just like a downhill battle for him. Like everything is just falling out on him. Like I feel sorry for that man. I guess I feel sorry for anybody that got to go through a drama like that. But
Yeah.
you create your own mess.
Yeah, that Cassie thing was the start of a whole domino effect of things. I can't say that I feel sorry for him. Um I can't say I feel sorry for him just based on the allegations. I feel like whenever there's allegations, when there's something alleged, even if it's not 100%, there's a foundation. Something had to have happened in order for some of these things to even be put out there. And the foundation to anything regarding the allegations, I don't feel sorry for him.
I mean, that could be true in most situations, but when you're talking about hundreds of millions of dollars and it's just somebody open the door for you could get a a percentage of that any kind of way, you don't know what the truth may be because her situation is no different from the situations that was going on with the Me Too situation. So it's like, what was so good in your life back then that you didn't want to bring it out compared to right now. Not saying she's lying.
Right.
I'm not saying she's lying. I'm not taking no sides on either way, but it's like, I know females don't like, not even just females, people don't like to stand out alone and be judged. So when you got a group of people or people supporting you or people in your same predicament, you may tend to step out and tell your side of the story because you don't feel like all the focus is on you or you're not being blackballed. But like, I wonder what was the difference from then and now because that was just a few years back.
I think then when the whole Me Too situation, I don't know the exact dates, but I'm thinking of maybe two scenarios. Either one, she was still directly involved, and if I'm off with time, then maybe it's the fear. You're talking about going up against a person who is huge in the industry, and that's not easy. Who, like you said, who's
Because
going to believe me against this multimillionaire?
yeah, I guess to put a mud hole into your career if it don't go the way you plan on it. So
Exactly.
it's a lot of reasons. Like I said, when you're dealing with money like that and power like that, is a lot of different scenarios that could take place.
Mhm.
But as a woman, like that got to be a hurtful thing, going to sleep with yourself every single night, knowing all this stuff is taking place. Like I know we talked about in previous episodes where so how love can make you do dumb things or the fear of being seen or no confidence or no self-esteem within yourself. But appearance wise on TV, on film, she seemed like a pretty confident female, a strong female. Like even the way she wear her hair, the things she wear, clothes she wears, like you know, uh, it takes a lot to step out in the camera with that kind of stuff.
I feel like a lot of her, it wasn't really who she was, based on stories and allegedly he had control of all that. He controlled her, and sometimes You may not be able to relate because you may not have ever been in the situation, but when somebody is a master manipulator and they start controlling your mind and controlling the way you think, and if you're not that strong person and you don't have that level of confidence and strength and tenacity, then somebody can really throw you completely off your square and have you not even knowing who you are, and they do all the thinking for you. It's almost like he's a narcissist, and a narcissist really believes in the narcissistic behaviors that they have, and they're so good at it that they can have that other person believe in everything that they say and do, especially if that person doesn't have high self-esteem or they don't have a support system. They're easy to be manipulated. Sometimes master manipulators prey on vulnerable women or vulnerable people. So if they're already vulnerable, you're already the weak link. It doesn't take much to swallow you up.
I mean, no, I mean, I agree with you on that 100%. But I mean, I think that's in life general. Like, you don't even have to be a master manipulator, but you could just be a person of yourself that have low self esteem. So most weak people look for someone that's weaker than them that they can control to make them feel powerful. They don't want to go up against a strong person, but they'll go against all the weak person, being money, whatever it may take, just to give you that little edge over someone else to make you feel like a bigger man or a bigger woman.
Mhm.
But through all this that's going on, I haven't heard one thing about him yet. Like, I haven't heard one statement from him defending him. Like, I heard somebody say something about these are false allegations or whatever. But to me, if I'm in his status, like, Puffy been P. Diddy, Puff Daddy,
Sean
Sean Combs, he
Combs.
been everybody for the last couple decades. He been him for a while.
Mhm.
So he's not afraid of the camera. He's not afraid to get out there in public. This is the time where you got to step out and, take an interview or do something to state your opinion. Like, it's always three sides to the story for real. But not hearing nothing from a person and everything coming out, because you got the Tupac situation, you got the Cassidy situation, you got his baby mom situation, then you got the Mace situation. You got all these allegations coming out from everywhere, like just making you just the bad guy. But for so long, you've been American's party guy. Like, you him. You never been shy on words. You never been shy in front of the camera. Like, you got to
Well,
get out there and do something at this point.
he could be being advised by counsel not to make any statements, because you got to understand he broke off that check to Cassie real quick, and that spoke volumes. Volumes.
I mean, that
It's
could
like she made the threat, and before she could say anything more, that check was cut.
I mean, that could be different reasons. I mean, for one, he been with her for a while. They've been in a relationship for a while. So it could be things that he don't want out about him and her relationship, but don't have to be that bad, because it's always like the celebrities, the athletes or whatever, they gotta be professional at all time. They gotta be so perfect that they can't make mistakes. So it could be things that maybe not on that level that he don't want. Maybe he just feel bad that she deserved it. And, he did mistreat her here and there, because like I said, in my past, I have ran through some very good people, some good women that, because I wasn't mature enough, I didn't understand the good of them. Or sometimes you just take it for granted that because someone loves you so much that you don't have to do so much for them, or you could do little things here and there and they'll let it go because you're trying to get the attention or the approval of so many other people that you feel is above you. So you do things not intentionally to hurt someone, but it hurts someone because you're not really thinking about them. Their best interest isn't in your mind, because you already feel like you got them locked down.
Mhm.
So it's not like you're a bad person, but you just do stupid things, not
Yeah, but
thinking.
his the allegations that are coming out are the same. The same stupid things from all different people from all different facets. It's not just singers, it's not just girls. It's they're coming from everywhere.
Yeah, I mean,
From
because
people
this,
close to him to flings to baby moms.
okay, because
Everybody's not lying.
the seed was planted already, though. So if the seed is planted, like, if SEPTA crash right here on Stenton Avenue, And people that wasn't on the bus, they're gonna say they was on the bus because it was there already. Is an easy case for them to get onto because I mean, but maybe not now because SEPTA got cameras, but back in the day, like you see something happen, you jump on board real quick because it's a quick come up for you. So that don't mean that everybody is telling a lie. I mean, I go back to Bill Cosby when he had to go through all that stuff. Like you talk about people that was coming out from the 60s and the 70s. And
Mhm.
to me at that time, this is just my opinion, it's like that was a black man that was making his way into the industry that people wanted to latch on to. He wasn't I mean, before his time becoming a celebrity, he wasn't used to having white people cater to him and do the things. So he was just partying, having fun. Doesn't mean that all the allegations that came out against him was the truth. He partied with girls, they knew what they was getting into, but now all of a sudden women got more rights. Now everything is wrong that he done. After this man that laid down his life and did so much good that people admired him for so long, but then now one allegation turns into 10 allegations because everybody jumping on board because somebody made that lane for him. So not everything could be wrong, not everything can be right. We don't know. But when you don't hear nothing coming from the other person defending themselves, you got nothing but the negative.
I did see a TikTok where he looked like not a TikTok. He went on Instagram, one of the social media platforms, and he was just saying that he was losing it. It looked like to me, he needed everybody's help. He said God told him to ask the public for help. That's that's the only thing that I've heard from him. So for me, I can't take him serious. I'm looking at him like, i- is it guilt? Are you overwhelmed because everything is coming to light and you're under all of this pressure? Because if he hasn't come out to defend himself, but he's coming out with this cry for help, like these are serious allegations and they're coming back to back, and they're not 20 and 30 years ago as in the Bill Cosby case. These things are from current to some years back, but I just don't feel, I feel like it's a different situation with Bill Cosby.
I mean, I understand that. I mean, I get it 100%, but I guess because me being who I am, I'm still for the people. Like, I understand how you go from nothing to something and how you kind of forget where you came from. And life becomes so great that you get caught up in this beautiful life that you think you're untouchable. You think
Mhm.
that the sky is always going to be blue. So now when everything crashes down and everything that you thought loved you and believed in you is turning against you, like that mindset have to be uh, it has to be a killer. Like same thing we talked about when Carvin was on the show with Will Smith. Like you go from giving your life for so many years to please the people to the people going against you. Like how do you deal with that? Like that's one thing within itself. Like
Mhm.
from going to the top to the bottom. They always say, watch who you pass by when you're going up because they be the same people you run across when you're going back down. So I mean, that's just a heartbreaker for me just to see someone of my color go through what they're going through.
It's definitely sad to see people that look just like us to go through those type of things. It's even more disheartening to see that as our black men and our black women that are conflicting and bumping heads like this, and the levels of respect that aren't there on both sides. But I know you say you're for the people, and I get it. But in this situation, I'm a woman, so I'm gonna advocate and stand by my women. And it's hard when, like I said, you're dealing with someone of a very high status. It's hard to get up the nerve and brave enough to admit when things aren't right and you weren't treated well, and have to and break away from that and still try to live your life, um, and try to heal from the emotional scars, from the abuse, the emotional toll that you're gonna go through. She doesn't really. She's gonna go through something, but she didn't have to go through all the whole process as far as like going to court. It was easily settled for her, but that's still a hard pill to swallow as a woman, to have to admit to all of that, to have to stand against all of that. and then still feel whole as a woman that all these years, just like you said, well, why did it take her so long to come out? And she dealt with this for all this long time. And why didn't she just leave?
No, I'm not taking nothing away with that. Don't get me wrong. I don't know the allegations, so I don't know what the truth is. And trust me, I feel sorry for her just as well as feel sorry for him. It's just that my thing is, like I said, we're like crabs in the barrel. It's like we always pulling each other down. People make mistakes. People do dumb stuff. Yes, this could be the extreme. If he's guilty, he's guilty. He's wrong. He's wrong. He got to pay for that. But I'm just saying, it's like it's an ignorance thing. It's an ignorance thing because, like I say, you come from nothing to get something, and you come this all powerful person. But do you get so overwhelmed in that you forget that you are still human? You forgot where you came from. Like you so used to people just taking from you that you don't even understand where you at. Like, is your life just a party life every single day because that's what the people expect from you? That you don't even really know right from wrong at that point because you're so lost in. It's probably not even you planning your life. You got to go by the itinerary from somebody else planning your days. So it's like to me, it's sad to see how far we came and then still see the ignorance at the end. It's like you could get somewhere and then it could just be taken away from you. And you'd be so happy for a person that they made it because you know they came from the same background you came from and they accumulate so much wealth and power. And then all of a sudden, you're a disgrace.
I think when you get to that level of status, especially as a Black person, you need to be really, really mindful. I think we get a little full of ourselves, we get confident, we start feeling inferior because, and I don't know, I've never been on that level um, of hierarchy. I've never been in that status. So, but I just based on what I've seen, we do forget that we're human. They do forget that they're everyday people. But isn't it easy to forget because you're not doing everyday people things? You're not making everyday people decisions. And I'm not justifying it, but they do forget. They because the money now, they got the money and they got the power and they got the money and the power. They think that you can get anything as long as you have that power and that money. And then they start making dumb decisions. They start doing things that they think they'll never get caught or nobody's ever gonna say anything because of who I am, because of who I know. And then things like this happen. That's Cassie and the Puffy situation.
Well, on that note, because we don't know the facts, we don't know the truth. Good luck to you.
Everything's alleged to cover ourselves.
Good luck to you all. As our people, we need to come together and surround ourselves with people that really love us and have our best interests in hand, at heart, and stop, trying to be the people pleaser to those who don't matter. Pay attention to what's going on in your life. Understand where you're coming from, where you want to go, and who you need to help and who needs to help you.
Yes,
Good
women know
luck.
your worth.
Peace out.